when it comes back to the Clarity Act and the stablecoin yield, tokenized deposits are the solution to that, in my opinion. Many banks have already started to adopt tokenized deposits, and you can pay interest on those. They're still effectively the same thing as a stablecoin. They're just tokenized dollars that have been deposited in a bank instead of a stablecoin issued by the bank. The reason that the banks are scared of competition is Google, Meta, Amazon, people that have huge global user bases could become effectively sovereign nations or nation states with their own stablecoin that their consumer base used or held for whatever purpose. And if they could incentivize them to hold that to be able to generate a yield, they're going to be able to get way more adoption for that because they have applications that are usable, like a Google Wallet or an Apple Wallet on your phone. People use those all the time already. And so if they had a way that you could hold deposits there and generate returns like a money market, just by holding your money or getting paid in that stablecoin, I think a large portion of the population would do that and banks would lose a ton of business. So they're scared for that. I do think that they will probably help the incumbent banks. I don't think that you're going to be able to earn a yield on RLUSD without deploying it into a money market. VanEck has a tokenized money market that you can invest your RLUSD into, and it pays 6%. And you can loop it so you get a tokenized representation of that money market value that you can then borrow against and get more RLUSD or USDC. Put back in the money market, you get another representation, and around you go until you get 9% after you loop it 4 times. Not my favorite game to play. If something goes poorly with their money market and it loses money, you're going to be in a bad spot. I don't think that's going to be the case. They've been pretty risk adverse with how they've structured that and done a good job. We've talked to their team about it. It's something that we will likely offer at Digital Wealth Partners at some point here in 2026 through Anchorage, which is our custodial partner. But all that being said, I think that they're going to incentivize people to put the stable coins into products and provide liquidity in other ecosystems to be able to generate a return versus just paying out the returns to the end consumer for holding them, which makes sense to me. You would want to put that liquidity somewhere where you're generating economic value versus just sitting it in a checking account, getting paid on it. Now, tokenized deposits, like I said, I do think will be the loophole there. We've already seen some banks start to take advantage